Hello everyone. This is about the feature OAuth2 in Apache CloudStack, which has been added starting 4.19 version. So we'll go into the details of this feature now. So before going into the details, so first I'll show you like how it will look to the end user. So we all know like OAuth2 is an authentication framework which actually simplifies the process of logging into your system. Um, so let's look into this Apache CloudStack, the login page. So this is the usual login page that we see, and these are the new additions that we get as part of the OAuth2 integration. If I'm a user and I wanted to log into the Apache CloudStack using this Google provider, so when I click on that, so and after selecting the corresponding Gmail account, and just giving an access granted, then I'm directly logged into Apache CloudStack. This is how simple it is. So now let's go into the an operator account, and we'll see how it is configured in Apache CloudStack. So when we go into the global settings, these are the bunch of global settings available for OAuth2. So the main thing is this OAuth2 enable setting, which we need to set this to true in order to use this feature. So by default, this is set to false. Operator has to enable this. So in my environment, I have already enabled it. And the other global setting, which is already available, is OAuth2 plugins. So currently CloudStack supports Google and GitHub as the OAuth2 providers. So using the CloudStack plugin framework, we can add the other providers as well. But to start with, we have now added Google and GitHub as the default providers. So, and these are some other global settings. So once the OAuth2 is enabled, under the configuration section, we have a new subsection which is called OAuth configuration. So here we will see all the OAuth providers which are enabled, which are already added here. And I have added these two for demo purpose. So operator has to click on this register OAuth and provide those OAuth provider details. So as I said, the available providers are Google and GitHub. So if I have to provide the Google provider details, so all I need is the provider client ID, redirect URI, and the secret. So before actually registering the OAuth in CloudStack, we need to first set up the provider in corresponding developer settings. So for Google, so if you go into the Google Cloud and when you create a corresponding project for your CloudStack environment, all you need to do is create this bunch of credentials for your project, which we get where we get the client ID, the client secret, and the redirect URI. So this is like a usual process to configure OAuth in any provider. Even same with GitHub as well. If you go into the developer settings of the GitHub, so under developer settings, under OAuth apps, we have to create your own cloud for cloud as in an application we need to register here, which is the Apache CloudStack Cloud. So for that, we'll have to create the kind of credentials to get the OAuth access from Apache CloudStack. So here also we will get the client ID, the client secret, and the redirect URI. So after these providers are configured here, all we need to do is provide those client ID details, redirect URI, and secret key in CloudStack so that it will be registered in CloudStack. So I have already configured Google and GitHub in my environment. So as I have shown you, after these are configured, all I need to do is use the GitHub and Google buttons to log into Apache CloudStack. So once I click on my specific Google account, I'm giving some access. So by a couple of clicks, I am already logged into CloudStack. So let's go back to the admin profile now. So in order to CloudStack to recognize that specific user, uh, there has to be the corresponding user which is already created with that specific email address. So email address is the unique key that identifies that user, and CloudStack will try to get the access from the specific provider and let that user log into the CloudStack. So that's how it works. Yeah. So hope this helps. I'm looking forward to all this. Thank you.